But it's no surprise. It's no wonder that I've been treated the way that I've been treated. I mean, right now I'm in the belly of the beast. I'm in the center of the corporate Republican capitalistic police state fascist hell. This is where socialism died and fascism thrived. The prosecutor of Elmhurst's son, Nicholas Burkett, the prosecutor's son. So Nicholas Burkett got off of his marijuana charge because allegedly the police officers did not read him his Miranda rights. Well, the police didn't read me my Miranda rights, and Officer Krzyzewski never identified himself. Plus, Officer Krzyzewski was also wearing this bland brown uniform, which made me think that he was a security guard at first, or a UPS man. So that means that there's one set of laws for one group of people and another set of laws for another group of people. There's justice system for the fortunate, and there's justice system for the less fortunate. One way for the haves and another way for the have-nots. One system for the rich and the powerful elite, and a different system for the poor and the rest of us. That's not justice. That's discrimination. It's the same way in Kentucky, too. Marijuana is Kentucky's #1 cash crop. Appalachia produces 70% of America's marijuana, and Gatewood Galbraith, a pro-legalization candidate for governor, received 20% of the vote. So Kentucky likes their purple haze bluegrass, even though our government doesn't have the courage to beat California and being the first state to legalize marijuana, and be forever known for that genius economic policy. It's the same way in Kentucky, too. Kentucky also has the highest cancer rate in the U.S., and marijuana is known to cure cancer. So to not legalize marijuana would be putting a death panel up for our grandparents and our grandmothers and our grandfathers and other folks who happen to get cancer. Kentucky is ripe to legalize marijuana, not just to save lives, but our elected officials should have some courage. They should have some balls to put this issue on the ballot before California becomes the first state to legalize, freedom. When did we lose the right to our own body? Gatewood wonders how many trillion-dollar ideas he needs to come up to be an elected governor. $1 trillion idea. In fact, instead of decriminalizing it, Kentucky is doing the opposite. They're going more militant against it, and salvia is now illegal. And with Operation Unite, Kentucky taxpayers are paying lots of money for law enforcement officials to go after pot dealers. And also inadvertently, I'm sure they're increasing our fascist martial law police state. It all messed up with Abraham Lincoln. He declared martial law on us, and we've been a police state ever since. So, all you want to know why Kentucky has so many crazy, gun-toting, rebellious hillbillies around here who don't trust the government? Because we're raising marijuana, and we don't want to get caught. But we're not hurting anybody, and we're not doing anything, which is what the law is supposed to be for. So, it shouldn't be illegal. It's also because there's no jobs. There's no way to make a decent living unless you sell drugs. There's no job out here in Kentucky. We got lots of poverty, lots of poor people, especially in Appalachia. Yeah, the only way that they can make above a livable wage, above the poverty line, is if you go down into the coal mines. And you go down to the coal mines if you don't mind dying of black lung or being crushed to death. You can always go to work for the wealthy people who control Kentucky's government, King Coal. But there's nothing out here for ourselves. The prohibition of marijuana is the main reason why I don't trust or care about the police. They're exposing themselves as hypocrites. They know this stuff is everywhere. Many of them have smoked it themselves. So when they charge somebody with marijuana charges, they know that they're picking and choosing who gets beat up and jailed and who's going to be their informant rats who rat everybody else out in town so that rat can monopolize the drug market. And then they'll give the pigs their fair share. They work just like the mafia, just like Casa Nostra, where you got to pay for your protection. So even if you don't hurt anybody, the cops are allowed to hurt you. And that's a big problem for freedom-loving Americans everywhere. I mean, when do we lose the right to our own body?